The Earth is flat, and this is why you've been lied to about space, rockets, and even astronauts. Ready to have your mind blown? Let's dive in. Think about this. Astronauts supposedly spend months in space, floating around in zero gravity, yet they train underwater. That's right, those epic spacewalks you see. The training happens in massive swimming pools. Why? Because water is the closest thing they can simulate to weightlessness. But here's the kicker. If they're so focused on space, why are they spending all their time underwater? Some say it's because they're not studying space at all. They're perfecting underwater movements to create convincing CGI footage. And what about those spacesuits? They claim they can last 68 hours in the vacuum of space, but scuba divers with their advanced oxygen tanks barely get an hour underwater. You're telling me the technology that struggles to keep someone alive for an hour can suddenly work flawlessly for days in outer space? Sounds fishy. Here's where it gets interesting. What if the entire narrative of space travel is just a smokescreen? Some theories suggest that what we call space is actually water. Above us might not be the infinite void of the universe, but the firmament, something separating us from what's truly out there. And rockets? Ever notice how when they launch, they don't actually shoot straight up? Instead, they arc and disappear into the horizon. Some believe they're not going to space at all, but landing in remote areas or even oceans. Look closely at footage of rocket launches. You'll often see what looks like ripples or waves in the air. Could this be the firmament reacting to the impact? Let's talk about astronauts themselves. Ever seen footage of them floating in space? Pay attention to their movements. They often look stiff, like they're being guided by harnesses. And sometimes, if you're sharp enough, you can catch bubbles floating by. Bubbles in space. Then there's the infamous moon landing. Decades later, the technology to replicate that feat is supposedly too costly or lost. Really? We've advanced in every field of technology, but we can't recreate a 1969 mission. Seems like a convenient excuse to avoid scrutiny. Even Elon Musk with his cutting-edge rockets hasn't broken through the firmament. His rockets, when viewed from the right angles, appear to hit something and disintegrate into what looks like water. Coincidence? And let's not forget the spacesuit snorkels. Yes, snorkels. Some photos show what appear to be tubes protruding from their helmets. Is this a sloppy cover-up of underwater training, or a subtle hint at the truth?